What's up everybody? Today I want to show you this TNT Quarry I've been using lately for my single player world to clear out an end island. It's super sweet. I've created this little return station and you can see that it's going to start duping the TNT as it flies along. It's going to run into this normal piston. It's going to turn the whole thing around. It's going to go back into the station, and if at any point we want to, we can turn it off with this lever and it's not going to return. You can see the trapdoor just turned off, but if we leave it off, you can see when it comes back into the station, it's going to update that observer in this weird way. It actually updates both of them in a weird way, and it makes it fly along again. It's super cool. You can also do this in any orientation. You can have these, like a lot of these, going at once. If you see I turn this lever off, then all four of these go. Oh man, these, like I said, they work in any orientation, but if we open our map up, you can see that the north and south facing versions, they work a lot better, and the reason is because the minecart, let's see if we can see it. See that? The rail is actually facing towards the slime blocks. Instead of on this one, it's actually facing towards nothing, and it seems to drift off a little bit. So if you are going to build these, try to build them in that orientation because it seems to work a lot better. You can also sequence them together in this kind of interesting way with one block gap. And if you want to, you could have like maybe 6 or 8 of these. And these are super simple to build. You could probably understand how these work. You could build them up really quick, and there's no need for any kind of crazy slime block contraption to move them along if you plan on just building a small little hole. So this isn't necessarily for a perimeter. This is more for like if you want to build a slime farm or something, and you just don't have the time to dig it out by hand. You can just build like 3 or 4 of these in a line, and you can have them all wired to one easy to control switch. So it's pretty cool. Let me show you how to build this thing. Alright guys, well you can see we actually moved quite a ways away from this and it's still working, but if we went too far away, they are going to break if it unloads the area, so try not to do that. Try and stick around it if you're going to be AFKing or whatever. So if we put a block up here, say around 12 to 15 blocks off the ground, should be far enough away from the ground so the TNT doesn't blow up the flying machine for some weird reason, and just make sure you got a nice flat area to work with so it's not going to run into anything. And what we're going to want to do is start off with a couple sticky pistons like so. So let's just get 2 of those down. And let's make a U shape out of our slime blocks right in front of it. And again, the way that this whole thing is orientated, it's going to want to be north to south. And so this rail is facing into these slime blocks like this. So we can put down our TNT. And you only need one of these, and it should be, infinite if it doesn't break. So I like to do a shape like this, break out the ones that are connected to the TNT. And then we can put a detector rail down like this, words, and a minecart on top of it. Alright, so after you've built up your whole little thing and you put your minecart in, you can see I've already messed this up. So just make sure you have autosave turned off and you save your game before you do anything to these, because you don't want to have to rebuild this whole thing over again if you mess up, because they're pretty complicated, even though it's not very many blocks. So once you have it in this position, I like to put a redstone block underneath. You can see it'll extend, it'll pull it back, and you can break that piston and the redstone block. Alright, so if you have all of this together, you could just put a lever right here and start duping away. So if you just wanted one duper, you can do it like that. You could attach a clock to it or something, but I don't think that's exactly what we want. We want to have it track back and forth. So the way we want to do that is make sure you got your gap here, and we're actually going to place an immovable block in between it so we don't accidentally grab it, and one on top so we can start building our flying machine. So give it a space of 2, sticky piston, and actually we're going to need, slime blocks. So let's put that like so, and then one of these here, and another slime block. So we got a little checkerboard pattern. We also want blocks on top of the pistons of any kind. They are temporary, so we can place an observer facing down into the piston like that, or into the slime block to power the piston actually. Break those blocks, and there you go. So this is actually a full flying machine now. So you could break these, you could update this observer, and it's going to fly off into the distance, but we don't want that to happen just yet. So let's put back our immovable block right like that, and one right here too. We don't want that one to activate just yet. Okay guys, so this one block return station is possible by putting a sticky piston here, observer downwards, and at any point, you just build off of here like this. At any point, you can just put down a piston like that, so you can see how that's lined up, and that's going to make it return. You can see I got one over there. Alright, so to build a return station, just build a couple blocks away from it so you got some room off of that observer. And solid block, you can put down a lever, you can turn it on if you want to, redstone on top, and a trapdoor in front of that. There you go. And we need a block and a slab and another trapdoor and 2 slabs like this, 1 block like that, and 1 block up there. Okay guys, so I cut the clip a couple times because there's some really weird stuff going on here. I'll try and explain what the problem is. So a couple pieces of redstone, observer, observer, and you can see that it's just turned on now forever, which is really weird. It doesn't make sense. I think this is a bug. What you got to do is actually break that observer, have that one in first, that one in second, and now it should work fine. We can put down repeaters, and this thing should be ready. No delay or anything required. Alright guys, so just in the time it took me to build this little thing, which is cranking away, I think I messed up a couple times, but maybe 15 minutes, these things have actually already made it all the way down to bedrock, which is pretty crazy. I think the return for your time and effort and all that is pretty substantial. So I really like these little contraptions a lot, and let me know if you liked it too by hitting the like button. Consider subscribing for more crazy tutorials like this in the future. Hope you have a really good rest of your day. See you next time. Bye bye.